Opinions are like Optimus Prime toys. Everybody's got one. And I have quite a few unpopular Transformers opinions. I've had some pretty hot takes on things that I've gotten a lot of flack for over the years. And I decided it would be a great idea for me to compile 10 of them into one video for you guys to just think what is wrong with this guy and his opinions. And today we will be talking about probably my most notorious recent opinion, the fact that 86 Optimus Prime is not all that, bro. It's not all that. So here, let me dial back. This is my first hot take. I'm going to start the video off with 86 Prime because I need to explain my issue. So, a lot of Transformers collectors are super nitpicky about various issues with the figures. And I'm not the pickiest collector. I'm not. However, when it comes to like spending top dollar on something, I expect pretty high quality, especially when the things that I expect are things that have been present in the past. And let's just say everyone treats 86 Optimus like it is the coolest thing ever. And it's not. I have hundreds of different Optimus Prime toys, and this thing probably doesn't even make my top 20 favorite. It just has a lot of things holding it back. Now, granted, it has a lot of great things. Like, the colors are great, the transformation's pretty great, the solid feel of it is really great. But it has some things holding it back. Like, it has a pretty ugly backpack. The arm articulation is oddly limited, only 90 degrees at the elbows, really. The hips are pretty limited as well. Like, the legs only move forward that much. Like, I feel like they could have done a lot more. My biggest articulation issue is at the head, because he functionally just has a head swivel. Like, his ball joint is pathetic. Like, he can't look up, he can't look down. It's like, what? So many Optimus Primes can do that. I feel like they could have gotten an ab crunch in there. Everything that I am missing on this guy has been in other Optimus Primes, especially of comparable prices. Like the Lunar Cruiser Prime has pretty much everything that I said that this guy doesn't. I don't know, dude. Like, for $100, let's be honest with ourselves here. This was $100 for this Optimus. Now, granted, it came with a trailer and everything too. That's great and everything. But for $100, a figure that's like slightly bigger than Voyager still has all of these things holding it back? Like, huh? This is not the best Optimus that they have made. It's not the best Optimus they will make. They will upgrade this. They will make one better. Just wait. Give it some time. They're gonna do it. For now, I'm happy with this one, but it's just, I don't know. I feel like people just think it's the coolest thing on the planet when it definitely is not. It's not even my favorite Optimus. My next hot take, OneStep Changers. They're actually really cool. So, a lot of people dismiss OneStep Changers as just being trash, like wastes of plastic. They don't really articulate. They're gimmicky. They're crummy. If there's a better figure out there, why even bother with these? I think there's several different pros to OneStep Changers. Number one, I think they're really great fidget toys. Like, their transformations are super fast, super fluid, super fun. Like, look at this. This is so fun. I love this blur. This is one of my personal favorites. He's even got a little bit of articulation. But yeah, like, it's very fun to just switch it back and forth. Now, obviously, when it comes to OneStep Changers, with this blur design, if I could only have one blur, I would still want the Warrior class. Like, this wouldn't be the only one I would want. This isn't something that should, like, substitute a normal line. And I think that's the issue that some people have with it, that OneStep Changers, for some characters, are your only option. I see how that's frustrating. But me personally, I just have a ton of fun with them. Like, this bludgeon, too, is really, really cool. Like, all the engineering that goes into this, like, it's impressive. It's really impressive just how much, gearing and hinges and everything it takes to get this to go. Some people have called these, like, glorified McDonald's toys, and the thing is, McDonald's toys, like, Transformers McDonald's toys, were never this good. They couldn't automorph like this. They didn't look this good. The plastic wasn't this good. Like, these are pretty decent quality. I wouldn't pay more than like $10 for one, and even then I try to get it even cheaper than that. But still, OneStep Changers are just really fun little fidget toys, like things to keep by your desk, things to just, have some fun with, fun toys for kids, And people act like this stuff is recent, like simplified alternatives have been around for Transformers for well over a decade now. I really love OneStep Changers. I don't collect every single one, but especially ones unique like this, I definitely enjoy in my Transformers collection. So my next hot take. It's not about this toy, it's about the movie it comes from. Age of Extinction. I think Age of Extinction was actually kinda good. I personally really enjoyed it. Now, I have to admit, I have some pretty heavy nostalgia goggles for Age of Extinction. It was the first Transformers movie that I was there for in the theaters. It was the first one that I was there, like, as a fan getting into it. I really enjoyed the action. I enjoyed the characters. Kelsey Grammer was cool. I liked where the story went. After Dark of the Moon, where would you be without me, Prime? And yeah, without a villain, the humans treat the Autobots like the villains. Like, it was a really cool story beat. Unfortunately, The Last Night didn't take the story really anywhere further than that. They didn't really take it in another interesting direction. But I really like Age of Extinction. Now, granted, there's some major cringe in Age of Extinction. There's some major cringe. It's a Michael Bay Transformers movie. There is always cringe. But honestly, I really enjoyed it. I thought the Dinobots were cool. For being a Michael Bay Transformers movie, it's my third favorite. The first one obviously is the best. Dark of the Moon is the second best. The action's insanely great in Dark of the Moon. But I really like Age of Extinction. Some people think it is absolute hot garbage, but no, I think it's a pretty fun movie. I know it's not the hottest of takes. This list is not in any particular order, by the way. If it was, 86 Prime being mid is probably the hottest take I have right now. Next up, let's keep talking about movies, and let's talk about Transformers 1. Now, I loved Transformers 1. I thought it was one of the best Transformers movies to come out ever. I thought it was fantastic and amazing, and I loved it to death. A lot of people are disappointed that it doesn't seem like a sequel is going to come out. Instead, we're going to get a movie called I Eat Poop. What? But the thing is, I never wanted a sequel to Transformers 1. I never did. I don't want another movie. I don't want a Transformers 2. What I want is this universe to be the basis for the next Transformers cartoon. That's what I want. This isn't really a hot take as much as it is a hot idea, I guess. But yeah, they're doing whatever they are with Cyberworld, whatever. After that, I want the next cartoon to be based on this universe. The animation, sure, they'd have to dial it back a bit. But I want to see this universe continue in a cartoon series. That's what I want to see. I think they set it up for a lot of potential. It's, obviously it's a pretty generic Transformers origin story. I feel like you could apply it to several different universes pretty loosely. But I think they could really take it and run with it. I would love to see a Transformers 1 show. I don't know what they would call it. Maybe Till All Are One, something like that. I don't know. But I would love to see a cartoon that is a sequel to TF1 instead of a movie. We do not need a second movie. But we also don't need a movie called I Eat Poop. Next opinion, Transformers Masterpiece. I bet you didn't know I owned MP44. Yeah, I do. I got it Black Friday last year. Yeah, my opinion on Transformers Masterpiece is that it doesn't really have much of a reason to exist anymore now, does it? Generations has gotten so good that several mainline figures have surpassed their Masterpiece iterations. I mean, look at the Sideswipe mold. Look at Prowl. There's so many. Look at Studio Series Hot Rod. I feel like all those figures are better than their Masterpiece versions. Now, in this instance, me being the 86 Optimus criticizer that I am, let's just say this guy can look up. This guy has an ab crunch. You have to kind of unlock it, though. This guy can kick his legs really forward. This guy has double elbows. This guy has all the articulation and the proportion that I kind of expected out of 86. Like, I prefer MP44 over 86, even though the transformation on this is a nightmare. And that's another reason why I feel like Masterpiece is going by the wayside. They're way too complicated. They break, they're brittle, they're fragile. So many Masterpiece figures have breakage issues. I personally don't really collect Masterpiece. I got this because I'm an Optimus Prime collector, and I want to have every Masterpiece Optimus Prime mold. I haven't pre-ordered the MPG yet, but don't worry, I'll get it at some point. Yeah, I don't really do Masterpiece. I do, however, collect movie Masterpiece stuff, because I feel like the intricacies of the Michael Bay designs lend themselves to figures that are more complex and Masterpiece level. But even then, Studio Series, they do a pretty good job on several of those characters. You don't have to get the MPMs. But yeah, like, the future of Masterpiece is also pretty uncertain. There's several characters that they never made. We never got a Masterpiece Galvatron. I don't think we ever finished the 86 Autobot cast in Masterpiece. Like, there's so many that they just didn't do because they opted instead to do, like, a Masterpiece of a particular, like, licensed vehicle. So we got, like, super obscure nobodies as Masterpiece figures before, like, A-list characters. I don't know. It's very odd. Masterpiece is a line that seems like it's in a bit of a metamorphic state right now. It's a line that I personally don't really collect too much, and one that, you know, seems like it's going by the wayside. Something in the same vein as Masterpiece, third party. My opinion on third-party Transformers toys. So, a lot of people collect third-party stuff, and more power to you. There's so much. I hope you enjoy and love all of it. For me, I think third-party is absolutely overwhelming. There's way too many companies, way too many options, way too many choices. There's a lot of, uncertain quality issues. There's just a lot of oddity to third party. However, there's a lot of coolness too. My hot take with third party is that I think it's best to just kind of avoid it as a Transformers collector, unless it's something that you want to specialize in and really delve into, because it's such a rabbit hole. Me personally, I took a little dip into the rabbit hole. I got this Magic Square Brawl. This is like a Masterpiece style Brawl, because Brawl is like my third favorite Transformers character, right behind Soundwave and Optimus. I love Brawl, and I wanted a Masterpiece figure. And I absolutely freaking love this thing. This is one of my favorite bots I have gotten in a long time. The articulation is insane. The posability is nuts. Like, look at this guy. Look at these shapes he can throw. Like, he can do whatever you want him to. Like, this is insane. Like, this is like borderline JoJo posing. He can pose better than pretty much any other Transformer in my collection. I love this Brawl, and that's my issue. I love this thing so much that I'm thinking about getting the rest of the Combaticons. I'm thinking about doing it. Hundreds of dollars of dedication. Like, geez, that would be at least another $400 or $500 to finish the team. But do I need to do that? Really? I got this because I wanted a Masterpiece Brawl, not because I wanted a Masterpiece Bruticus. Like, these figures are really great, but it's such a rabbit hole. And like I mentioned, with how Masterpiece is kind of going by the wayside, Modern Generations does a lot of great stuff. We're going to be getting a Voyager Brawl in Age of the Primes at some point, and I doubt it's going to be this great, but I'm sure it's going to be, pretty good in comparison. Third parties is such a deep rabbit hole to dive down. I personally think it's best to, maybe cherry pick some really good personal favorites. Like me, I'm a huge Brawl fan. This figure is one of my absolute favorites in my collection. But I think it's best to kind of leave it at that, because once you really go down the rabbit hole of third party, there's no end to it. There is no end. And it's overwhelming, it's crazy. I personally, when some people ask me like, oh, are you going to get this third-party figure? I say, no, I'm a Transformers collector. Like, I don't collect third-party stuff. I collect Transformers. It's gotta be a Transformers toy. And that mindset has saved me thousands of dollars throughout the years avoiding third-party stuff. But see, now that I dipped my toe into it, it's something I've really been trying to keep myself away from. I've really tried. But I just can't deny when a toy is just this good. Another thing too, this Brawl works really great with that Optimus. Next up, we got another pretty hot take. Some of these are hotter than others. This one's pretty hot. I really like non-transforming Transformers figures. For some people, that is an absolute, asinine philosophy. How can a Transformers toy not transform? It's in the name. It's a Transformer. Well, yeah, about that. Not every Transformers toy has to transform. This is not a Transformers toy, per se. This is an action figure model kit of Megatron, the character. This is from Blockies, by the way. This is the Action Edition. They didn't send it to me, so I didn't, do a full-on video and everything. But I still bought it, because I really enjoy Blockies stuff. I enjoy Blockies, Yellow Park, 3-0. Not a Super 7 fan. RED was pretty whack, but I enjoy non-transforming Transformers. Sure, we're gonna get 86 Megatron. There's Masterpiece Megatron, there's third-party Megatrons, there's a lot of great Megatrons that transform, but this one doesn't. However, it is just such a fun build experience. It's a fun action figure. It's just a fun figure to have. And especially in regards to YOLO Park, they make figures really posable and really accurate to their source material. They're essentially robot replicas. That's another non-transforming line that I actually enjoy collecting sometimes. And that's how I treat a lot of these non-transforming figures. They're robot replicas. Or in the case of little, Galaxy version, Shining Edition stuff, they're just really fun little collectible figures. These come in mystery boxes. You don't know which one you get. It's just a lot of fun to collect these ones. It's a different collecting experience than going to a shelf, at a store and buying a transforming figure. You have this little guy. It's a surprise. You build it. It's a different collecting experience, and it's something that I enjoy as not only a Transformers fan, but an action figure and a model kit fan. However, I will say, I will end this with, if I only had one Megatron, or one of any other character, I would want to make sure it could transform. I enjoy these non-transforming figures as auxiliary figures in my collection. If I only had one of a character, and it was, a non-transforming iteration, I would be looking for one to transform it. I think, a transforming figure is the top tier of collecting, but then there's subsets, different facets, and that's where you get the model kits, the non-transforming stuff. I really enjoy them, but I would not make them the only thing I collect. Might as well keep Megatron in here. We have the concept art Megatron from Studio Series. This action figure is incredible. The articulation on this is insane. It moves like crazy. It feels incredible. This is one of the best Megatron figures I have in my collection. It's very, very cool, and I love the sculpt and everything, but it's just not a good Transformer, dude. So I wanted to talk about this after the non-transforming one because it's a similar point. This being a transforming figure, yeah, it's, it does transform, but the alt modes are just so whack. Part of me feels like it would have been better off if it didn't. I don't know. This hot take is more specific for just this figure. I feel like this is a great figure of Megatron, but the alt modes are just such a waste of time. Why make them a triple changer? I feel like they could have dedicated the engineering into making one decent mode instead of a wacky tank and a even wackier weird jet thing. Yeah, I love this figure, but as a Transformer, the alt modes are just so disappointing. And I don't know, this is where some of my hot takes get a little blurry, because in the case of a non-transforming Megatron, it's oh, I don't care that it, doesn't transform. But with this guy, because it does transform, and that is a part of the package deal with this guy, the fact that that element of the toy is crummy, it brings him down. If this figure was, say, YOLO Park did a non-transforming figure of this exact design, and it functionally, articulation-wise and everything, was almost identical to this, the YOLO Park would be better. Sure, it doesn't do as much, but it accomplishes what it is setting out to do. This guy, he has the ability to transform, and his alt modes suck. When it comes to the whole package deal, it has stuff that brings it down. That's, some people, when I was talking about this, were like, why do you like YOLO Park, but then you call this trash? It's because, YOLO Park, it doesn't transform by design. You know that going in. But going into this, it's a transformer. You expect it to have cool alt modes, and the alt modes just suck. Kind of similar with the Studio Series Soundwave as well, but it's less offensive because I didn't have to pay leader class price for that Soundwave. Speaking of, I got a lot of flack for this opinion. I don't think a lot of these modern leader class figures are worth $55, now $59.99. I don't think a lot of these are worth the price. Especially looking back at like what old leader classes used to be, size-wise, electronics-wise, and everything. I feel like a lot of these figures don't even have the right to be called leader class. This Skyquake is literally just a Voyager that they slightly upscaled just to sell it as a leader. I swear. The accessories are really like look at that sword. Bro. Look at this little minigun, too. Like, these accessories are not bolstering the price. The engineering, I can guarantee you, like, the parts count and everything, is not, like, anything special. It doesn't come with tons of gear, anything like that. And honestly, I feel like the Studio Series Megatron is another one that is not worth the price. Other ones not worth the leader class price. Blisswing wasn't. Sandstorm wasn't. Optimus Primal really wasn't. Scourge wasn't. There's a lot of leader classes that just aren't worth it. But then you have others that are worth it, like Grimlock. Pretty much all the other Dinobots, like they've got that leader class heft and chonk. I did a YouTube short weighing various leader class figures. This guy weighs significantly less than other leader classes. Even some leader classes like Optimus and G2 Laser Prime, those are more worth it. Like, they have more weight, they have more plastic. And I think $35 Voyager coming with a trailer and a couple more accessories. Like, a trailer's pretty substantial. Like, I think that's worth, the leader class price point. But something like this, man, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's ultimately like a gut feeling. Where do you open this toy and feel like you got your money's worth out of it? Or do you feel like you're being ripped off? Like, it's a very case-by-case basis, and it's a very subjective thing. Some people would spend $100 on a Funko Pop, open it up, and they're like, oh, yeah, worth every penny. But me, I wouldn't want to spend $5 on it. It's very subjective, and that's why these are my opinions, my hot takes, that not every leader class is worth the price. But the last figure I've got to show you definitely was my final hot take, and I have held this opinion for years. I would say ever since, 2018, 2019, we are in the golden age of Transformers collecting. A lot of people complain and moan and groan about various things, about being a Transformers fan, about various figures. And I touched on that when it comes to 86 Prime. Like, a lot of people nitpick all these other figures, but then they treat 86 Prime like it's the literal best thing on the planet. Why aren't you nitpicking that? It's, a lot of people aren't really happy being a Transformers fan right now. But me personally, I'm not a very negative person when it comes to my hobby because I do this for fun. I do this because I love toys. Even the figures I felt like weren't worth it, really. Like Megatron and Skyquake, I don't feel like... I'm not laying awake at night thinking, oh man, I spent too much money on those. Those weren't worth it. It's my opinion, but it's not like a massive... we're not talking about a super hot political topic here. We're not talking about a very high moral opinion. I'm not going to say it, but there's some topics that a lot of people hold to very high moral standard. Transformers isn't that. Transformers is fun. Transformers is exciting, new, and they're bringing out a lot of new, different things. Now we're getting the Primes finally. And we got this super awesome figure of Megatronus that, to me, absolutely, I open this and I'm like, yeah, this is $55 of toy. No doubt about it. Like, I feel the value here. Like, this is incredible. This feels great to me. I love this thing so much. It's crazy that I haven't done a video on it yet, but don't worry, I might at some point. I'm debating, like, if I want to review all of the primes in, like, chunks. I don't know. We'll see how I do it. But yeah, I just wanted to show Megatronus as, like, the golden age figure, because we are getting so many characters. We are spoiled for choice. We are absolutely spoiled for choice. Another figure I brought in for this. Hey, me personally, I'm not the biggest 86 Optimus fan. I've got the Earthrise one that I absolutely love. The Earthrise one, you know, it doesn't have, like, all of the pros that, you know, I feel like the 86 has cons in exchange. But I enjoy the Earthrise mold a lot more, personally. And that's the thing. Like, we're spoiled for choice. When I started collecting back in 2012, my choices for, like, a Generations Optimus were pretty limited. The Classics Voyager, the Classics Deluxe, those are my choices. That was pretty much it. Those are my choices. I ended up having a massive Optimus in my collection because I went with MP10 for a while. But now we have so many choices for Optimus. We could have Power Master Prime, G1 Prime, G2 Prime, Star Prime that I literally just got and opened today and I love to death. The Volvo Prime. You know, Orion Pax. There's so many choices. It's insane how broad the line has become over the past, 13 or so years. We're spoiled for choice. We get some awesome figures. Sure, they're not always perfect, but I mean, we get some stuff that, like I said, with, Masterpiece being irrelevant, we're getting some stuff that's getting on par with Masterpiece. I personally prefer Studio Series Grimlock over the MP Grimlock. I ditched my MP Grimlock, and I just have the Studio Series one. I like that figure a lot more. It's so awesome and exciting to see, not only so many options, so much variety, so many characters and toys. 10 years ago, I would have never thought, number one, that Titan class would be the thing that it is today. Like, Titan started off with, Metroplex? And I didn't expect to have a whole, lineup of all these different Titans. We got the Ark, we got the Nemesis, we got Tidal Wave, Cybertron Metroplex, Star Convoy, what the heck? We're getting these HasLab releases of characters Deathsaurus? What? We got a massive Unicron if that's something that floats your boat. And even then, if not, there's other options for Unicron, third party and official. We are spoiled for choice, and we have some awesome figures to choose from. Not only that, but the media has been really cool. I personally thought Transformers 1 was one of the best Transformers movies ever. It, to me, kind of felt like a Pixar movie, but like Transformers. And I say that in a good way, by the way. The media hasn't been the greatest otherwise. I personally enjoyed Earthspark. I thought Season 3, though, the last season was... There were some episodes I'm just like, what was that name of the circus dude? I hated him. He was dumb. But even then, we're spoiled for choice. Go watch Transformers Prime, Animated, Beast Wars, Cybertron, Armada. There's so many different shows to watch. G1. If you want that nice 80s campiness back in your life. There's so much for Transformers. There's comic books. There's different iterations of comic books. This is such a broad franchise that if you're a Transformers fan, you are sure to find several things that you absolutely are in love with. And there's going to be some stuff you're not. That's okay. There's plenty to go around. I personally love so many different aspects of the franchise, but I don't love everything. As you saw in this video, I think some leader classes aren't worth it. I think, 86 Prime is overrated. I'm not a Masterpiece collector. I have things that I don't enjoy as much. I don't choose. In the cases of some figures I don't think that are worth it, I waited for a sale. I'm currently still waiting to get Ape Link for less than retail because I don't think he's worth leader class price. I'm playing the long game on that one. You can collect in different ways you want. You can wait for sales. You can just buy them right out. You can trade. You can make content. I have over 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and one of the biggest reasons why is because I shifted my content towards my passion of Transformers, because I feel so much joy and passion with the brand of Transformers. I feel like letting it shine through my YouTube channel has been such a great outlet for me, and hey, it's been rewarding. I've, been welcomed into the community. I have so many fans and friends that I've met through this. It's just so cool, dude. I love Transformers. It's awesome. It makes me happy. So happy. And that is my final hot take, guys, that we are in the golden age of not only Transformers collecting, but Transformers as a whole. It's, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, but dang, it is one hell of a ride. It's so fun. Sure, there's ups and downs, but man, I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm here to stay as a Transformers fan. It is my favorite franchise, hands down. Like, when I was a kid growing up, like, it was Star Wars, stuff like that, but in recent years, like, I have fully accepted that Transformers is my number one love. Absolutely 100%. It's Transformers all day, every day. Like, I get in my different moods where it's like one day I might be, in a Gundam mood and I'm like building kits left and right. Another day I might be playing Batman Arkham City all day and, opening up McFarlane Batman figures. But at the end of the day, I will always come back to Transformers. Always. Always, always, always. And with that, guys, there we go. There's my video. What are your Transformers hot takes? Do you have any hot takes? Do you have any opinions that you feel like others may disagree with? Because ultimately, I wanted to make sure all these hot takes were things that, like, I have heard and seen opposing opinions on. Like, tons of people love 86 Prime. Tons of people think Masterpiece is the way to go. A lot of people think that non-transforming figures are invalid. A lot of people think third party is the only way to go. A lot of people want a Transformers 1 sequel. Yada, yada. You get the point. I want to make sure that there is a clear opposing view to everything I had to say here. And with that, guys, there we go. Thank you again so much for watching. Let me know what you think again down in the comments below. Post your hot takes. If you disagree with any of my opinions, again, like I said at the start, opinions are like Optimus Prime toys. Everybody's got one. My opinion's not wrong, per se. It's very subjective. Alrighty, guys, thank you so much for watching. Once again, special shout out to channel members as always. Thank you all so much for your continued support. Have a great one, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.